Good evening, I'm James Rogers, and welcome to Grady Newsource. More on these stories in a moment, but first, breaking news. All right, today we'd like to introduce a different form of reporting, which you'll be seeing at the start of next week. It's called solutions journalism. Here to explain what style of reporting it is, we're joined by Grady Newsource reporter Madison Harwell. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me. Yeah, so solutions journalism really digs deep into reporting and figures out how people are responding to different social issues in the community.
Drinks. The yeses have it right now at 8,527 votes. The noes have it at 3,686 votes. So looks like Madison County will be enjoying those happy hours sooner rather than later. Thanks for stopping by with us tonight in Madison County. Justin, back to you.
Tonight, live at 5. Early voting in Georgia starts today, and with the latest on how to vote. Then, families and car lovers come together to support first responders. And later, how one farm in Oconee County is using horses for therapy with young children. We're covering all things Northeast Georgia right here on Grady Newsource.
This is Northeast Georgia's only local source for TV news. From the Grady College at the University of Georgia, this is Grady Newsource.
Hi, and welcome back to Grady Newsource. I'm Jim Rogers here with your 5-day forecast. And for all of those who are dressing up tonight as a monster, your favorite television character, a scary nurse, or anything else, tonight is going to be the perfect weather for this spooky holiday. It's going to be a cool and creepy 52 degrees with a slight breeze that'll be howling through downtown Athens. But as for the rest of the week, let's take a look. So on Tuesday, we're going to have a high of 74, low of 53, mostly sunny. On Wednesday, we're going to have one of the highs of the week at 76, but it's going to be partially cloudy with a cool evening of 52. On Thursday, we're going to be having a nice clear sunny day of 75, low of 50, and on Friday, the perfect weather to go into a weekend. Clear skies and 75 degrees. Interestingly enough, though, even though today is Halloween, something kind of scary happened in Middle Georgia. Just 2.5 miles north of Jackson in the early morning of Sunday at 3:35 a.m., a 2.5 magnitude earthquake occurred, according to the U.S. Geological Survey. This event was followed by a similar earthquake that occurred only hours before at 8 p.m. on Saturday, which registered a 2.2 magnitude. And even though the earthquakes were a low magnitude, it wasn't really felt that much by the residents, just a small rumble. And you can expect a small rumble tonight from downtown Athens as UGA celebrates Halloween. That's your 5-day weather report, and back to you, Abby. Awesome. So there's been a lot of new developments across the multiple sports leagues that are shaking up the sports world. As we discussed earlier in the show, the big game is going to be this weekend, and it'll have sports fans across the country watching. But outside of college sports, there are several big developments in other major sports. So yesterday, the NFL's trade deadline ended with some key players finding new homes and new teams. We saw Bradley Chubb pack up his things from Denver and head down to Miami. Roquan Smith, standout at UGA, is now headed from the cold Midwest to the cold Northeast and is going to be playing for the Baltimore Ravens. And for the Falcons, suspended receiver Calvin Ridley was traded to the Jacksonville Jaguars for 2 future draft picks. And although Ridley was traded, he won't be able to join the Jags until next season once his suspension has concluded. In other NFL news, according to multiple media reports, Dan Snyder has reached out to Bank of America to assist with the selling of the Washington Commanders. If you were to win the Powerball lottery, would you buy the team? And in the NBA, with the season just getting started, we already have some major hirings and firings that have changed how the Eastern Conference is going to shape out. The Brooklyn Nets have fired former Hall of Fame player turned coach Steve Nash and have hired Ime Udoka to replace him. Udoka was suspended days before the season began as the Boston Celtics head coach after it was discovered that he was having an affair with a member of the Celtics staff. And lastly, the Philadelphia Phillies take a 2-1 series lead in the World Series. The series and playoffs have made Phillies slugger Bryce Harper a must-see player as he has currently hit 6 home runs through the playoffs and the World Series. That's been your sports rundown. Back to you, Madison. There's going to be a fight at the Georgia Classic Center this Friday. In fact, there will be multiple fights. Instead of an all-out brawl, though, the UGA fraternity and sorority members will be fighting for a noble cause. The students will be competing to raise money for the Ari Zars Memorial Fund, a fund created to honor a former competitor in the event. In order to put on a worthy event, both fighters and staff are training and prepping for the showdown.
I've mostly been going back home to my gym, True Strength MMA in Roswell. And other than that, just jump roping, sparring, shadow boxing.
As Armbruster prepares to face his opponent, the staff at the Classic Center are prepping the ring. Here in the event room of the Classic Center, you can find Ben Hardwick working with the staff to set up the ring.
Flashing lights or some smoke, some sparks. It'll be.
Any pyrotechnics?
There is some. Yeah, we got some.
Hardwick and the team are working hard to put on a fight night worthy event. And with the fact that it's for a noble cause, the pressure to perform is higher.
A drive in my mind where I want to go above and beyond for things for charity, for those type of deals.
And for Armbruster?
It makes you go a whole another extra mile because you know you're not going to want to quit in front of everyone, especially when you're supporting these people that have come out to support you.
As the event grows near, the fighters and staff are eager to put their best effort on full display and put on a show for a great cause. Grady Newsource, James Rogers. Memorial Park in downtown Danielsville remains quiet and peaceful for now, but this weekend the park will be crawling with costume monsters and their families to celebrate the second annual Halloween in the park. The anticipation for the event has led to the decorating of the halls throughout the government building. We're doing a story today for Newsource that's primarily Halloween themed.
Tracy over here at HR, and then some of the department heads like Lamar. You know, these were their ideas that started out as in a Christmas form and then has just matured over now to a Halloween form.
Although Madison is a rural community, Higdon is expecting major turnout for the event.
Well, we have a lot of local buy-in. We have a tight-knit community, the whole county, 30,128 people, and I'll tell you that just about any event we have, there's thousands of people at.
Like last year, the event will be supported by the John H. Jones Masonic Lodge, an institution in Madison County since 1896.
This year, we're going to double that because we had some generous donations from the public and everybody's chipped in. We had real success with fundraisers this year, so we'll probably do $2,400.
The money will go to the Madison County Board of Education in the form of blankets, toiletries, shoes, and other items that will help children in unstable home environments. The event will begin Friday at 4 p.m. and conclude at 7. All children in the county are invited to come, trick or treat, play, and enjoy the evening. So make sure you have your costumes ready. And for Madison County, this is Jim Rogers, Grady Newsource. Over the course of 5 months in the newsroom, the Grady Newsource team has grown and developed. To better understand them, I sat down and asked them for their thoughts and to reflect on their time this semester. And then just look at me. Yeah. So can you tell me, great.
All right, Michael.
So I asked them to describe their experience in one word.
Grady Newsource.
Try hard.
Very interesting. Got a lot of twists and turns. Preparational. Chaotic.
Chaotic, but fun and worth it.
Those chaotic moments also led to some of the most memorable.
Justin, do the pinkies.
Most memorable moment was probably when
Michael dressing up as Cookie Monster in the post show.
I was trying to film a stand-up about the logos in Watkinsville, and I literally had my car pulled over on the side of the road, and I'm literally standing like in a ditch.
I would say producing my first show, because that's something I've always wanted to do. When I was actually doing it, it was really cool to learn like the ins and outs of everything.
When I interviewed some students on campus, and one of them said that Frat Beach is too sacred of an institution.
These moments were at times difficult, but always insightful, and helped make this semester and course unique. The stories we covered, connections we made, all hopefully informed and engaged you all. So from
Is Abby Wallen,
Aria Circa,
Ben McKittrick.
it's Donna Trailer,
Gabrielle Vitale,
Harper Blankenship.
Is Justin Emmets.
Allison Harwell, is Mary Lou Masters,
This is Michael Falcone Doty.
is Riley Roberts Kavanaugh,
Wynn Andrews.
Aubrey Grinzo,
Sarah Train.
Nicole Norvell.
we here at Grady Newsource wish you all a good night, and thank you for watching.